Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Knotty Threads. So in today's video we'll look at another interesting design which is very easy and it can be done very quickly as well. So I've taken 6 strands of silk thread and the right side of the sari is facing towards me and I'm using crochet hook number 10. After fixing the knot, I worked 2 chains and right next to that I've started working double crochets. So this is my second double crochet, third double crochet, and these double crochets have to be worked one next to the other. So it should look like a box and not arch. So all the double crochets have to be worked one next to the other like this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and this is the 5th stitch, again right next to the previous stitch. 6th double crochet. And when you're working these double crochets, make sure all the stitches are of same length, so it kind of forms a rectangle. Now you can add any bead of your choice or crystal, anything of your choice. So once we insert the bead, we are going to lock it with a chain stitch and then start working double crochets, 6 double crochets, just like how we did earlier. Again, all the double crochets have to be worked one next to the other. So this is how the baseline of this particular design is worked. We are not doing any kind of chain foundation or anything of that sort. Instead, we are directly working double crochets and adding the bead. So this is how the base looks for this particular design. So whenever you add a bead and work the chain stitch, you will have to make sure you leave enough space for the bead. And check where it is reaching, and in that point you will start working your double crochets. This is an important point to remember to avoid the pallu getting wrinkled. So this point again contributes to that good finishing. So please keep in mind, take time and work the baseline. This step is very easy. In case you don't want to use these kind of dull gold beads, you can use crystals, pearls, glass beads or antique beads, or even the bright gold beads. Anything of your choice can be used to work this design. So that's how we will finish the baseline. Once we are done with the baseline, we'll turn the sari. So this is how it has ended with a bead. So if it ends with a bead, then we'll have to work chains around the bead like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 5 chains, 6 chains, single crochet into the first double crochet. Again 1, 2, 3, 3 chains and single crochet into the last double crochet. So this is the second step where we are doing the chain stitch to work our next step, which is the arch. So around the bead I am working 6 chains. Again, the number of chains around the bead will depend on the size of the bead you are using. And around the bead you will work 6 chains, and once you fix that with a single crochet, you will work 3 chains and again fix that into the last stitch. Once that step is complete, we'll again turn the sari. Here I have changed it to the maroon color. So in this 3 chain space, I'm going to work a single crochet and then start working the arch here, like in that 6 chain space below the bead. Here while working the arch, what I'm going to do is, after working every double crochet, I will just add this bead and then continue working the next double crochet. So this kind of saves time, because in case in this step if we finish the arch, then we'll have to again turn the sari and then add the beads in the next step. If you want, you can do that as well, but this kind of saves time, so I generally follow this method. So add a bead and work a double crochet. Again add a bead and work a double crochet. So you will have to check how many beads you can squeeze in. generally I add 7 beads and I work 8 double crochets. So it again depends on the chain size. If your chain space is more, then you will have to increase the number of double crochets accordingly. So there is no rule as such, but just make sure that complete 6 chain space is filled and there is no empty gap seam. So in my case, I am adding 7 beads and I am working 8 double crochets. So this kind of design actually is very easy to work. So in case you are a beginner, you can definitely go ahead and try this kind of design. And again, fix this in the next 3 chain block. So this is the arch, and in the next chain space we will be adding a tassel. So here I am going to do all single crochets. Now in case if you want to work the same design without tassel, you can just continue working the arch instead of working these single crochets here. Now I want to add tassel, that is the reason below this bead I worked only single crochets, and in that space I will be adding a tassel once I finish working the arch. You can alternate it, you can also add tassel after 2 or 3 arches. So all these kind of variations can be done with this kind of design. So same way I will finish working it in an alternate manner. So below one bead I am working the arch, and below next bead I will be adding a tassel. So once it is done, this is how it looks. For the tassel, it is as usual 120 strands, and I have tied it using 2 strands of zari. Now this is a very authentic maroon color sari. So for this we have paired a contrast green color raw silk blouse, because of which I have used green in the Saree Kuchu as well. So in case you are working or pairing the saris with contrast colored blouses, it's good to include that color in the sari somewhere, so that it kind of it gives a very rich look. So this is the blouse. It's a raw silk blouse we customized for one of my clients with this kind of Krishna embroidery, because the sari pallu had the similar looking Krishna with a cow. So this is how she wanted it to be designed, and we have also added Krishna motif onto the sleeve, because the raw silk blouse is generally plain. That's the reason I wanted the sleeve also to have this kind of Krishna. So it's all filled with thread work. Very little bit of kundans we have used, because again this sari had those small white stones. So to keep it matching, we have used that, but in very less quantity. So on the whole, this is how it is paired. Again, matching latkans also have been designed. So do let me know what you think of this design in the comment section. If you like the video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. That's all in today's video. I shall see you guys soon.